Everyone, welcome back. In this episode, we're gonna take a look at the motivation behind Vuex and the situation that will arise where we want to basically say, right, this is going south, I better use Vuex, all right? And how to recognize this sort of a situation. Okay, so in front of me here, I have my trusty paint.net where I can draw stuff. And in here, I'm gonna draw the structure for our application a little bit. All right, so in here, we have our main app. Okay, and we have our home page. And I will say, let's put my profile here. All right, and I switch between the profile and the home page. So let me label these home and profile. Like so, I switch between these two. And at the moment, this is sort of just getting the profile from the what's it called from the API, which is what I want to cut off. So imagine you have 10,000 users and everybody's switching pages, and you're making a call every single time you switch the page. Wouldn't it be better to get all the data first, store it in our app here, and then basically you have this list and you're just navigating through that list. And then if you need to update something in that list, you update singular item. Like if I create a profile, I don't need to get a new list of profiles. I just basically say, right, just add this profile here as well as send it to the server. Okay. So let's think about this a little bit, right? So my home screen is gonna be the place where I create my profile. On the side here, I want to put a little menu. So this is gonna be another component, and I'm gonna call it PCKER picker, right? So and here I am gonna be picking a profile. Okay, so in my app, I have a list of profiles. From my home page, I can what's it called? Add and sort of no, I can only add to this list of profiles. In my picker, I display this list of profiles, and if I do click on one of the profiles in the picker, it will take me to this profile page. And then let's say again, if I am on this profile and I go back to my home page, I edit that profile and I go back to the profile page. I want to see the changes, and perhaps I want some additional state right here, like some kind of counter or some kind of information per profile. Okay, but that doesn't matter. This right here is our global state. This is the global information for our application. And as you can see, the way it communicates between the components, it will be displayed here. It will be written to from here. And then again, it's really getting picked for this profile here. So it's just this sort of central mass, right, that we want to act on. Either write to it, read from it, do something with it, all right? And we might be syncing it with, let me draw a cloud here. Worst cloud I've seen. I'll give it some eyes. Not very good eyes either. Not a good drawer. But basically, yeah, we might sync it up with our server, and we might update that from our server, because there might be a second user in front of a computer, writing to our cloud right there. All right, but that's basically it. So this is our situation, and I'm gonna step into this situation. You're gonna be seeing why this is not ideal, the way the components interact, right? So what we're gonna do instead, after I step into this situation, again, we're gonna have this app, we're gonna have the home page, we're gonna have the picker, and we're gonna have the profile. But instead of having our data live in our app, we're gonna create a Vuex store. And this is where our list is going to be, right? And this is where it's going to be reading and writing only from here. Okay, so instead of traversing through components, we're going to be going straight to this box that is available to our whole application. Okay, so let me go ahead. I will collapse this, or let me come. Don't save. I don't need this. Okay, so let's go ahead in our app. This is where I said I will create my profiles, which is going to be an array, and methods, load profiles, and on created. So this is going to be our initialization. So this is where we initialize our app. So the first time our app loads up, we're going to be doing the initial fetch for our data. All right, this is where we're going to be doing load profiles. We're going to call this method, and we're going to basically say this API get profiles, and then we're going to take this result, and we're going to take this profiles, and we're going to say this rest.data. Okay, so let's refresh this. Can't find the profiles. I'm already getting it here. Okay, so it's just called profile, not profiles. All right, let's refresh this. Okay, cool. So this right here is now holding all the profiles. All right. So now on the side here, I would like to display my picker, or maybe not exactly in my router view, but rather on my home page here. Right. So next to this form, or maybe still. No, never mind. I will still display it here. I'm gonna need a couple of divs here, as I will need to wrap this stuff. So class app, class main, and class menu. Okay. So let me go to the app, and I'm basically gonna say, all right, I'm gonna style this a little bit to make this look appealing. All right. So display flex, justify content center. I think that will be all right. All right. I don't need this. Flex direction. Direction row. Main. I think this should be all right. And now let's take this where we have our profile here for every profile. Let's copy this. Let's put this here, and let's refresh this. All right, and this is actually not defined because, you know, I need to put this in data like so. Cool. So if we do this, Bob, Anton Bob. Okay, and then I refresh here. All right. So you see how we add and then we have to refresh, right? And again, so this is like this general menu. So I would like for my profiles here to add another profile straight away. So when I create a profile on my homepage, I wanted to add a profile to this profiles list. So I want it to appear here as soon as I hit bubble. All right, so once it has successfully added there, I just want to add it to here. And I want to add the version that it returns because that's when it assigns the ID. How do we achieve this? Well, first of all, you see that we do not really have direct access to this home component. So what we will have to do is opt in for an event bus, right? So a global event bus, as it's called. And the way to do this, let's go into our main.js. Let's create a vue.prototype event bus equals new view. And this should be all right. So let's test it. So we're gonna create actually we're just gonna test this here. So we're gonna do this emit created profile, and we are going to return rest.data. Okay, and then in our app on created here, we're gonna do this dot event bus. Should have called it the same. All right, event bus dot emit. Yep, I called it this event bus dot on created profile. And in here we type in the function. So basically we want to say the data that we take, and we are going to take this dot profiles dot push data. Okay, so let's refresh this. Let's create new event. Whoa. And there we go. So what happens here is when we press Bobo, we should really change this names to something like create profile. Okay, so we click create profile, and after loading is finished, we are emitting a global event, right? So when we emit this event, any component, we can basically go to this event bus and we can basically say on whatever event we specify here, do this with the data that we pass. Okay. Event buses are generally an anti-pattern. You never really want to use them unless you are in an extreme case when you need to meet the deadline. You just need something working, which is still not a good idea to do. You always want to have the time to do things properly. So when you are in a situation where you need to use an event bus, a global event bus or global events, this is generally a call for Vuex, all right? And this is where this should be your really primary flag that you need to use Vuex. If you have like one event, start using UX. It's like don't be like just one event, like I can get away with it. No, just stop right there. Do npm install Vuex and start using it. You don't want to rely on event buses because if you let one slip in, it's a slippery slope. Next thing you have all these events all over your program, and next thing you have is you have no clue what's going on. All right. So if you are in a key note, if you are in a situation where you need to use an event bus, we want to stop and start using Vuex. Okay. This will be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying these. Leave a like and subscribe. And as always, see you in the next episode.